Hey everyone, and a big shout out to all our listeners in Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
We're doing a deep dive today into something that's pretty important, I think, for anyone thinking about starting a business,
Yeah.
especially in Oregon.
Yeah.
Forming an LLC,
Yes.
it's all about protecting yourself
Uh-huh.
and building credibility right from the beginning.
That's right, yeah. I mean, think of an LLC as a sort of protective bubble
Okay.
around your personal assets. You really want to separate your business dealings from your personal finances.
Right.
And this becomes, really important as you start to grow
Yeah.
because it just minimizes your personal risks if things go south.
Yeah. So you're saying, like, if my business goes bankrupt,
Exactly.
my house doesn't go with it.
Ideally not.
Okay, good to know.
I
was also looking at your notes earlier, and you mentioned something about an LLC boosting credibility,
Yeah.
making a business seem more, I don't know, official.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little?
Oh, for sure. I think when you see those three letters, LLC, after a business name, it just signals to like potential clients and partners that you're legit.
Right.
You're serious.
It's like a stamp of approval almost.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. And that can be huge, especially for new entrepreneurs.
Right.
Just trying to, gain their footing in the market.
Yeah, it's like you're a real company.
Exactly.
Okay, so I've been seeing these ads online. Have you seen these? For Inc. Authority,
Yes.
a website that's offering, get this, free LLC formation.
Free.
Specifically for Oregon entrepreneurs.
I know.
What is the catch?
Well, there isn't really a catch.
Okay.
The thing is, Inc. Authority basically streamlines the whole process of forming an LLC.
Oh, okay.
They take care of the paperwork. They take care of filing fees.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal assistant for all the legal stuff.
So they walk you through it all.
Exactly, step by step.
Okay, but, before we go too far down that road, let's just back it up for a second.
Sure.
For someone who's just starting out, who's totally new to this, what exactly is an LLC?
An LLC or limited liability company is kind of like the best of both worlds.
Okay.
It gives you, the liability protection of a big corporation,
Right.
but with the flexibility and the tax benefits of a sole proprietorship or a partnership.
So I can get the shield of a corporation without all the, red tape.
Precisely.
Right.
One of the major advantages, like we were talking about earlier, is that if your business goes belly up, you're not personally on the hook for its debts.
So I don't have to worry about, losing my house.
Exactly.
Okay. So that peace of mind alone is pretty valuable.
You got it.
But you mentioned tax benefits too, right?
Yes.
How does that work with an LLC?
Right.
I'm so confused about taxes.
Well, with LLCs, they have some pretty great tax advantages. They can choose to be taxed as either a partnership or a sole proprietorship,
Oh, okay.
which can often mean lower rates than corporations.
Oh, interesting.
But, taxes are tricky. You'll definitely want to chat with a tax professional to figure out what makes the most sense for you.
Right. Makes sense. So we've talked about the general advantages of LLCs.
Yep.
But what makes them especially great for someone in Oregon?
Well, Oregon is interesting.
Okay.
It's one of the few states that doesn't have a sales tax.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So imagine, you're selling handmade jewelry.
Okay.
Not having to tack on that sales tax could make your pieces more appealing to customers
That's true.
compared to someone selling similar items, across state lines.
Yeah, that makes your prices instantly lower.
You got it.
Are there any other Oregon-specific benefits?
Oh, tons. The state has a whole bunch of incentives and programs
Okay.
specifically for LLCs.
Oh,
It's like they're rolling out the red carpet.
they want the businesses
They
there.
want the businesses there, yeah.
So, all right. Let's say someone is convinced.
Okay.
They're ready to jump in. What does forming an LLC in Oregon actually look like, step by step?
So first, you're going to need to file something called Articles of Organization
Right.
with the Secretary of State.
Right.
It's pretty standard procedure.
Right.
But, Oregon has a bit of a quirk.
Okay.
They have this thing called a publication requirement.
What's that?
You need to actually announce that you formed your LLC
Oh, wow.
in a local newspaper.
So it's public.
Yeah. It's like shouting it from the rooftops.
I'm in business.
I'm in business.
Interesting. So it's not just, a legal thing.
Right.
It's a public declaration.
It is.
And of course, they're always filing fees,
Yeah.
which can be, pricey.
Uh-huh.
So is that where a service like Inc. Authority comes in
Yes.
to skip those fees?
Exactly. They take care of all of that, making the whole process smoother
Okay.
and more affordable.
Especially when you're starting out.
Especially when you're starting out and every dollar counts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That does sound tempting.
right.
But let's, I don't know, play devil's advocate for a second.
And
Is an LLC always the best choice? What about just sticking with a simple sole proprietorship?
I think it really comes down to your personal risk tolerance.
Okay.
Let's say you're a freelance writer.
Right.
You work from home.
Right.
Maybe a sole proprietorship is enough.
Right.
But if you're thinking bigger,
Okay.
if you want to hire employees, if you're in a field with more liability,
Okay.
that's when that LLC starts to look really good.
So it's a balance
It is.
between simplicity and protection.
Exactly.
Okay, now, let's say our listener in Oregon
Okay.
gets their LLC all set up.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing great,
Right.
but then they want to expand
Okay.
to another state.
Yep.
What happens then?
Well, that gets a little more complicated.
Okay.
If you're crossing state lines, you'll likely need to register as something called a foreign LLC.
A foreign LLC?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
In those new states. So just make sure you're playing by their rules as well.
So forming an LLC in Oregon, it's like step one.
Step one.
But you've got to be ready for the journey.
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it.
Okay. Well, thank you for this. I think this was super helpful.
And
I feel like I learned a lot.
Good, good. And while this whole free LLC thing from Inc. Authority is amazing,
Yeah.
I still encourage everyone to, do their homework.
Right.
Look into the legal and tax stuff specific to Oregon.
Yeah, don't skip that part.
Don't skip that part, because that extra knowledge can really make all the difference in the long run.
Knowledge is power. To all our listeners in Oregon, if you've been thinking about starting a business,
Do it.
check out Inc. Authority.
Yeah.
You could be a game changer. And to everyone else, keep those entrepreneurial dreams alive.
Absolutely.